Welcome to Foodies Hut. Today I am making langcha, deep fried Indian cottage cheese, simmered and soaked into sugar syrup. Just yum. The basic ingredients for langcha are chana or chena, not paneer. And I have made an entire video how to make chana and paneer, and I have explained the difference between chana and paneer. So if you want to check that video, the link will be given in the description box. And we also need khoya or mawa, which is not easily available everywhere, but you can make it easily at home. So I am going to start with making mawa. Fresh cream, unsweetened milk powder and a little bit of ghee. So I start by making khoya. So here I have taken a small kadhai. You can take one non-stick pan, add this ghee, not much, little bit of ghee, and let the ghee melt. Make sure your pan should be warm, not hot. Now to this melted ghee, I am going to add this milk powder, and over medium to medium low heat, we need to stir constantly. Maybe 10 seconds, and after that you can see that the color of the milk powder has changed. At this point, I am going to add this fresh cream and we have to stir continuously. Remember, the texture of this khoya look like a scrambled milk. Cook just for another 10 seconds and then turn off the heat. This is the texture we need. So now I am going to transfer on this plate, and if your kadhai or pan is hot, then your milk powder will burn. So let it cool. Now let me show you the rest of the ingredients. Here in this shallow bowl, I have taken plain flour or all-purpose flour, little bit of ghee and baking soda. We also need some cardamom powder. I just kept all this cardamom skin to add in the sugar syrup, and we need some sugar for the dough. And we also need to make two types of sugar syrup, one for soaking and another one for simmering the langchas. And we need vegetable oil or any unflavored oil for deep frying the langchas. So now first I'm going to work with my chana. Now here in this food processor jar, I'm going to add my chana, and help of my hand, I'm just going to scramble the chana. And to this I'm going to add this sugar. Now here I am using the food processor because it will be easier for me to work faster, but definitely if you want, you can do the work with your hands. Probably it will take 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just going to run this food processor for a couple of seconds. So to this I'm going to add this plain flour, ghee and baking soda, but before that I have to mix these three together. Make sure it will mix well. So this is the texture we want. As you can see, this is called moyan. And now I'm going to transfer this mixture to my food processor. Now put the lid on and let it run again. Let's check. All we need a soft texture. So you can see, but we have to knead for a little while. At this point, I'm going to add this khoya or mawa and a little bit of cardamom powder. So put the lid on. Now let's check. So this is the texture we need. Make sure the dough should be really soft but not sticky. It shouldn't stick on your palm. So now I'm going to transfer this on this plate. Now this is really very important and tricky step. Otherwise your mishti or langcha won't be good. So now I'm going to transfer it on this plate and I'll apply a little bit of ghee. Just give a knead. So now I'm going to cover with this plate. Now give 10 to 15 minutes resting time, so that the dough will be softened and we can get the soft langcha. I just want to tell you one more time that make sure your dough should be soft, but it shouldn't be sticky. And as I said that we have to make two types of sugar syrup. So first I'm going to make the thick sugar syrup. Now for thick sugar syrup, we need 1:1 ratio. Here I have taken half cup of sugar and half cup of water. If you want, you can add couple of cardamom skin. Now over high heat, let it comes to a boil. As you see the syrup start bubbling up, turn off the heat and transfer to a bowl. For the thin sugar syrup, in the same kadhai or pan, I am going to add 1 cup of sugar and 1.5 cup of water. Ideally, we should fry the langchas and make the thin sugar syrup so that we can simmer the fried langcha in the hot sugar syrup. But because I am demonstrating and I am trying to explain every single step, that's why I just mix water and sugar and kept there. So now I am going to work on the dough. So as you can see, the dough It's soft but it's not sticky. So just give one more time knead, and then I'm going to make a log. So if you want, you can cut into half. It will, if you think that it will be easier for you, though we are making a very smaller amount here. And now I'm going to make a log and I'll cut into equal portion. Now for langcha, you can make the dough like this amount. Basically, if I go for the weight, it should be 45 gram, or you can make 25 gram. It will be the smaller one, so it's up to you. Now we have to roll in between our palm and we have to make a cylindrical shape like this one. Maybe you can work on your chopping board also. Make sure the texture should be smooth, shouldn't crack, and then all we need to do, we need to tap these two ends to get the perfect shape. And when you are working with the other, try to cover with the lid or damp cloth, otherwise it will be dry. Maybe your langcha can be hard. Making Bengali sweet is not at all difficult if you follow the every single step properly. And obviously it's a little bit time consuming, so plan to make all these sweet on the weekend or your holidays, but just make it because it tastes really good. So now I'm almost done and I have preheated my oil, so let's go over to the stove. Here I have preheated my vegetable oil and here I'm making the thin sugar syrup. So now make sure your vegetable oil should be hot but not very hot. So as you can see that my oil is very hot, so I'm going to reduce the temperature. Now I'm going to drop one langcha. Make sure if your oil is very hot, the outer skin of the langcha will be brown but inside won't be cooked. If you fry over low heat, what happens that your langcha will be hard. So continuously you need to adjust the heat to maintain the oil temperature. Do not overcrowd the pan. All you need to do, you need to shift the oil. Don't touch the langcha. I told you that this time oil was really very hot, so you can see that it developed the golden color outer side. What I can do at this moment, I need to remove this pan for a couple of seconds so that the oil temperature will be balanced. Now I'm going to put it back again, and over medium to medium low heat I have to fry for a couple of minutes. So I think to fry each batch of this amount of langcha, it will take 3 to 4 minutes, not more than that. So this is the color we need. Make sure don't make it very dark. And now I'm going to drop it in this hot sugar syrup. When we are simmering the langcha, what we have to do, we have to shift the syrup so that the langcha doesn't settle in the bottom. Simmer for 2-3 minutes, not more than that. And then what we'll do, we have to touch the middle. If the middle portion is soft, which means your langcha is ready. So I'm going to remove from this syrup and keep in the thick syrup. That way your langcha will be soft, really soft. And this is the last batch. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer this sugar syrup to this. Ideally, you should soak these langchas in this sugar syrup for at least 4 hours before serve. But if you really can't resist yourself to dig in, give at least 15 minutes before serve. So I hope you like this recipe, and you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll meet again. Till then, bye.